Hi everybody, Beth Bennett here. Welcome back to my sewing room. I have been spending a lot of time in here lately because I have a lot going on in the sewing room. In fact, I think I am in my happiest place ever because right now I am surrounded by 7 projects, old and new, that need to get completed soon. I need to clear my slate because retreat season is right around the corner.
A few moments later.
Okay, sorry about that, guys. It has been a little off the hook around here today. I have spent the morning planning retreat and totally in my retreat happy zone. So I'm hopping over to my sewing room, which is right next door to my bedroom upstairs. And yes, I am very happy to be surrounded by many projects, great and small, old and new, that I have on my agenda for the present time. I mentioned I am getting ready for retreat season, so I need to get these projects a little more towards completion, hopefully completed. Some of them are due before retreat, so I really need to get going on certain ones. Let's do a little sew and tell, and I'll show you everything that I'm working on. Mostly for the 2 quilt guilds that I'm involved with. I'll give them a shout out and mention here. I am a proud member of both the Ladies of the Valley Quilt Guild, and they meet in Addison, New York, and also the Corning Quilters Guild, and they meet in actually Painted Post. Yes, Painted Post, New York. So those are our local guilds, and I am so happy to be a member of them again. I was a member many years ago. Well, not that many, but about 10, 12 years ago, back when my life was a little less hectic, and I'm just trying to put all that wonderful socialization back into my schedule because I work at home alone all the time. So I am very happy to be very busy with extracurricular activities these days. So, and I'm extra happy to be sharing them with you. And so let's get going. I have some starting right to my left here. These are my Quilts of Valor blocks that I am working on. I have one, I think, in here completed. If you're not familiar with the Quilts of Valor program, a long-running program that the Ladies of the Valley Quilt Guild have been contributing to. So every year they publish a block on their website, and you can find this pattern actually as courtesy of Kim DeJoseph. I imagine they pick a different, they have some kind of, entry or contest or something that chosen for the year. And so I was hoping the website would be sometimes, I'd pronounce it, I'll list the website. But just look them up, Quilts of Valor, if you're not familiar. And if you already are, then, thank you also for contributing to this very valuable program. What it is everybody submits that block, the chosen design, in their own choice of colors, of course, and this is the one block that I have completed. And our goal for our guild this year is 80 blocks. So yeah, I have to get back onto this. But some other things have been also taking up my time. I always, real great at starting projects and not great at finishing. That's why we have a thing called UFOs. But being with a guild helps keep me a little more accountable. So another good reason. Sometimes I need a little discipline in my life in order to, schedule out and earmark time for things that I really enjoy. But so that was one guild project. Then I have a second one here. I really can't show too much about this one. I really can't show too much about this one in particular. This one is called our Summer Challenge. Both the guilds take the summer months off, pretty much July and August. We don't meet. And so we have, time to work on summer projects, summer homework. The idea of this particular challenge, called A River Runs Through It, is to create a kind of a landscape. We all get a matching piece of fabric and some parameters to work with. And this is so that eventually these quilts can be connected together in a way that all the rivers do connect. And so I'm very excited to see this come together. But it's kind of top secret, so I am basically in the fabric selection process of that. So all I can really show you is our coordinating fabric. So this is our beautiful blue batik that we're going to use for our water. And I'm holding here the instructions. And this one is due in October, so I really got to get started on it. And that's a little, I'm a little behind on that one. Because I have been waiting patiently. Back in May, I ordered Emily Taylor's new quilt kit called Petit Rouge Roosters, and if anybody knows me, I have a thing for roosters. Roosters, chickens, birds in general. I like birds. I like all animals, but I have been really happy learning how to do collage quilting. So I have just finished up my 6th rooster. There are 6 panels to this kit, and I'd be happy to share them with you right now if you'd like to see them. So they are right here. So here's my first rooster. And I just adore this process. I am thoroughly immersed in collage quilts right now, and that is probably how I am going to solve my A River Runs Through It challenge too, because it's just, I am immersed in it. I am feeling confident about the skills that I've just acquired, and I think that will be the quickest, easiest translation for me to complete that challenge. So here is my second rooster. Now these roosters all have names. I might even embroider their names on each one of these panels. I don't know. What do you think? Is that a good idea, or would it detract from the overall design? I wish I had all the materials out, the book and everything, to show you what the completed product looks like. When you do purchase the kit, of course, you can arrange these roosters in any way you want to, and even if you follow the design that the book is created with and everything, if you try to stick as close to the original as possible, they're all still going to look different, just because of the process. Purely alone, the process will make enough difference. I know this one's name is Raphael, him in that one. I don't know, this one I think it might be called Elliot. Is this Elliot? I'm having a hard time remembering their names. And I've already put all the materials away. I had all their names on their tracings. But I am trying to, I have a lot going on right now, so I'm trying to keep everything cleaned up as soon as I'm done with something. Unlike many times when, you finish a project and then you're like, it's a week or two later before you're cleaning it up. I just got these guys completed. I got my 6th one completed. Was it yesterday? Yeah, it was yesterday. Yesterday morning I pressed. I did the final press onto the panel of my 6th rooster, and I do believe it was it this guy here? Yeah, I think it might have been him that was done last, but in either case, so in doing these, one of the techniques that Emily Taylor teaches is the use of ink tints pencils, colored pencils. If you're not familiar, I'm just going to slip out the cover of my new set here. I purchased these a couple of weeks ago, but these are Derwent ink tints, colored pencils, and they act very much like any watercolor pencil. In fact, that's basically what they are used for, not quilting or fabric, but they do work great on fabric. So if you're into the textile arts at all, I'm sure you're already familiar with these pencils, but it's a new thing to me. Emily Taylor was the first place that I ever had heard of them. And so, of course, I had to run right out and get a set because I knew that there might be areas on some of these. And I'm going to come up real close with this panel and show you an area where I have used, just to give a little definition, I used a little bit of a yellow pencil right there, just to make that area stand out just a little bit better than it was previously. And I know it may be not enough because, again, I'm just getting started with these. But this is a new project that brought me to an even newer project, which is over here as well. And that's going to be a whole complete video. So if you're really interested in something maybe unique to do with Inktense pencils that you haven't thought of before, please check out the next video after this one, because that's exactly where I'm going with my little plan for content creation today. I should explain, I first of all should ask how all of you are doing. How is everybody out there? I hope this video finds you all doing well, enjoying the dog days of summer, and getting ready for another busy fall and holiday season, and wrapping up 2023 with a big old bow. And yeah, so I hope this finds you all well. I hope if you do like this kind of content that you will join me. I am trying to get better at creating at least weekly content, and that's why I'm here today, because I skipped last week. It's been very busy around here. The day job has kept me quite busy, so I'm actually taking a week off from the day job. Everything else in my life is still going on. I still have tomatoes to wash, and potatoes curing, and onions curing, and things coming in daily from the garden, and I have some fresh spaghetti sauce on the counter that just recently got canned up, waiting for me to label it. I'm trying to learn how to make some labels with my poor Cricut machine, my most underutilized tool in my arsenal. But yeah, so I'm on to the step now. I have already done all the Inktense penciling that I need to do on my panels. So on this particular project, I am now ready to go in and trim everything down to a 1/4 inch beyond the design and get them laid out. And so together, I was a little on the edge about how to do that, because now is really a critical time in this project where I need to decide how I'm going to quilt it. And I have my beautiful Bernina sitting there, and that's going to definitely be doing some quilting, some very necessary quilting for me. And that's why I'm leaning towards doing this on the long arm. There is a lot of areas that I know I want to do ruler work. These are pre-printed panels, I might explain. This is not fussy cut stuff that I did. These were the lovely panels that Emily Taylor created for this kit. I put the rooster together and put him in the panel, and when they all go together, they have these beautiful, intersections, because they're all pretty much like that, as you can see. And so there's going to be some ruler work involved. I'm positive of that. Hang up the train. This is the time I needed to decide whether I do a quilt as you go, which I personally have never done, so that also makes me lean towards the long arm once this is all completed. The thing that scares me a little bit is that once I get it sewn together, I only have a 5-foot frame. Is it 5 or 6 foot? I can't remember exactly. I think it's a 5-foot frame on my new Juki Miyabi, which, you know, Santa, Santa, I already need a new frame. Not a new one, but just some extra parts to make that one a little bigger, because the other project that I have before me that I'm staring at on my ironing board is going to be my sister's quilt, and it only went so far. It was a little bit too big for that frame, so I have to go around the edges on the Bernina. Hopefully that won't take more than a day. But in either case, yeah, so now is a critical time when I need to decide whether I want to quilt these as individual panels. And what makes me lean towards doing that is that I don't have enough of one fabric. I bought the two I shouldn't say background, backing fabrics for the other side of the quilts. I bought those too, but I didn't get enough yardage of each. I only got 3 yards of each, so there's going to be some piecing going on somewhere. And I'm thinking it's probably just going to be a big old border as far as piecing. It's not going to be actually blocks. But if I did decide to go with quilt as you go method, again, which I have never done before, so new things always scare me, especially when it comes to a project that it's for me and I want it to turn out really nice because I love it so much already. I don't want to make the wrong decision, and I don't think there really is a wrong decision. I think it'll turn out fine no matter how I choose, but there's just a lot of quilting that needs to go on in a collage quilt as far as density in order to keep all your pieces down. I'm just thinking it would be a lot more fun to use the long arm to do it. It seems a little overwhelming, panel by panel by panel, to do it that way. Also, once it's on there and loaded, you just kind of go for it, and, you may skip a meal or get a little less sleep that day, but, you just kind of go for it and get it done. So that's probably the way I'm going to go. Just saying. I could change my mind tomorrow. This is a quilt. We all know the famous term of UFO. Well, this is from my UFO pile. This is a quilt I pieced, 10, 12 years ago. 10, 12 years ago. And it was also the first quilt, really, the second quilt. I have a baby quilt over there that still needs the binding to be sewn on it. But that was my first quilt over on my new long arm. This was the second one, and this was actually my first time using a pantograph system. So, I have the double handlebars on my machine, and I just switched the laser over to the other side, and the control, whatever, control screen for it over to the other side, and used a pantograph system, which I'm very fond of. I really like it. I have quite a few that I've purchased already and have not used yet, but yes, this is the one. So I don't know how well this will even show up, if any of it will show up. Let's try a lighter side. Maybe some of the quilting, of course, now I think I have it upside down. But I'm trying to get you to see it without me telling. Yeah, it's hearts. So it's just a nice, simple heart pattern. But I had a lot of fun doing it. And I'm looking forward to giving this to my sister for her Christmas present. She already knows this is what she's getting. Unless she watches this video, she's not going to know what it is. And I'm obviously not going to show the whole thing, but just to, give you a sneak peek. So yes, this is probably going to be the second thing that I quilt on my Bernina. I need to get old Bernina cranked up and ready to do this, and I'm going to warm up with a cute little project that we are doing also with the Quilt Guild. This is Ladies of the Valley Quilt Guild project, and we're just doing a simple mug rug swap at our next retreat, which is coming up in October, and I'm so excited. I cannot wait to get to sewing retreat, because that's where I hope to get a lot more. I'm actually going right back to where I was last year at the fall retreat last year and trying to get started on my grandchildren's quilts. If I don't get distracted by too many other little projects, I might get a little further this year. But so I have a little secret. Oh, let me show you the back side to it, which is also lovely. The nice coordinating fabric for the back side. And what I plan on doing is I am going to applique, raw edge applique. I like fusibles. I have no problem using fusibles. So I am going to do a little teacup, coffee cup kind of, probably be more like a teacup, a little fancier. But yeah, and some nice coordinating colors. I think that'll be cute. So I'm so excited to get that. All right. So, the 7th project, so I think, how many projects have I gotten through? That's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 projects. Well, 7 projects. I'll show you the baby quilt too. Okay. So it seems how we're having a show and tell. I'll even show you a finished one. So this is another UFO that I got finished at, the last retreat, I do believe. Because I was working on the bindings. I will let a project set for way too long, just simply because it needs binding, because I am just so not great at it yet. I am, practice makes perfect. I understand that. And so this is a table runner. Actually, the first raw edge applique project that I ever attempted. We did this as a group. This was a sewing group that I also belonged at that decade ago. The Schoolhouse Quilters. And it was just a small group, and we would meet every month. We would meet once a month and get together and sew. And this is one of the projects that we did complete together. And I love it. I love my choice of fabrics and everything. My backside was a really cute, I do believe that was a motif fabric, pretty sure. I'm a very big fan of motif fabric, so I have a lot of that in my stash. Project, that was a finished one, so we're not counting that one. This is project number 6. This is the baby quilt that I just mentioned. I did not piece this. I found this top at a sale. An estate sale of a quilter, and it is so lovely. It just deserved to be finished, so I brought it home. I chose some backing for it. It was just a simple soft mint green polka dot. I'm sorry, the lighting is just really atrocious. So this was my first attempt at quilting on my long arm, so it's got a lot of puckers and mistakes in it for sure, and just me trying out a lot of just simple basic stuff. I'm probably just gonna go ahead and machine sew this. I'm not very comfortable with doing that. I've never really done that. I've always hand sewn my bindings, so another skill I am working on. But, oh, speaking of skills, I have to give a shout out to somebody in the quilt guild that I belong to, the Corning Quilters Guild. I do not know her last name. All I know is that she also has a YouTube channel, and I was so amazed and delighted when she just came up on my feed. I had no idea. Like I said, I'm just getting back into the guild, so she's somebody new to me and not real familiar. I kind of, met her kind of once when the guild had their stash bash, which is a big, everybody brings in their stuff and we all sell it to each other. But it's a great way of getting rid of some of your stuff and taking home some new stuff. I was so delighted when I saw her come up on my video feed. I was like, oh, I know that woman. She looks very familiar. I think I know that woman. And sure enough, It was Marnay. Marnay and Jim are both members of the Corning Quilt Guild, and they are awesome people. They have their own YouTube channel with a great following. So, yeah, do check her channel out. It is called, I have it right here, and a slip so I won't forget. It is called Marnay's Country Farmhouse, and you can find her on YouTube too. Also. Okay, last project, guys. The last one. The big one, the big reveal. This is like another shh, hush, hush, but I think it'll be okay because we're close enough now. This project is another Quilt Guild project, and it is coming up due. Whoa! Stay spot. My ironing board's getting a little loaded over there. So we have a quilt challenge going on at the Ladies of the Valley Quilt Guild too, and our theme this year is Down on the Farm. And within minutes of them announcing what the theme was, I knew exactly what I wanted to do. I am also a stained glass lover. I have a very big collection of stained glass over in my studio, along with my photography and my reselling business, and all that is located over in the garage. I had sketched out this thing and colored it all in, and I thought it looked pretty cool. And I thought, oh, that's what I'll do. I'll do that. Same scene, pretty much, in fabric. So I have over here another project in the conveyor belt line that needs to be quilted. And this one I probably will do on the Bernina because I see some of the decorative stitching that is loaded on that machine would work perfect for this project. So let me go get that. The big reveal of my Quilt Challenge quilt for the Ladies of the Valley Quilt Guild. Backing fabric is very lovely. I absolutely adore this backing fabric. If I can get the lighting to show you how lovely it is. It's just a nice green floral fabric, and I don't know if I've got enough room. I might have to move my chair over here a little bit and then move it back in order to show you this in its entirety, and I'm going to make sure I get it going the right way. But ta-da! This is my Down on the Farm Quilt Challenge quilt. And it really came together when I added the stripy border around it. I just love the stripy border. It was just, the colors were very seasonal, let's say, very fall. I wanted it to have kind of a fall feel to it, not too summery, although it is, you know, the grass is still green, but there's hay in the loft, and I'm also talking from behind a quilt, so I hope that you can hear me. There's roosters. Let me get my chair back so we can say a proper goodbye. And also invite you to check out what I am doing with my new Inktense pencil set, because that is going to be a very fun video. I am currently waiting for my GoPro to get charged up, and I'm going to go right into creating another video for you. So, if you like this one, please remember to like, share, subscribe, all that wonderful YouTube stuff, and stick around for just a little while, hopefully not too long, in between my editing and posting and uploading. I'll have a new video for you very soon. So thank you so much, guys, for watching this one. I enjoyed bringing it to you. I love new projects. I love, as you can tell, I get excited. I love to share new projects with you. So hopefully you'll get a whole lot more of this. I love you all. Thank you again so much for watching, and I will see you real soon. Bye.